Welcome you students. I come up with a question from projections of plane surface. Here is the question. A plane having a shape of an isosceles triangle ABC has a base of 50 mm and altitude 75 mm long. It is so placed that front view is seen as an equilateral triangle of 50 mm side, and one of its side is inclined at 45 degree to HY. Draw its projections. So take all the information from the question. So given data, what about the object? Given it's an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. And what about the dimensions? Base is with 50 mm and altitude it is 75 mm, and then it is given it is so placed such that the front view is seen as equilateral triangle of side distance is given 50 mm. Okay, and one of the side is inclined at 45 degree to HY. Let me see how it is going to happen. So it is given in a rough manner. One of its side inclined to HY at 45 degree. Okay, then always we are going to take the projection work in the first angle projection. So above it is VP and below it is HP. It is based on the plane inclined to both HP and VP. So first stage we have to go with the simple position, and the second stage is surface inclination, and the third stage edge or special condition, right? So as far as this question is concerned, the conditions are given in such a way. Always I used to say, in a simple position, if you want to trace out the true shape, we have to check the surface inclination. Based upon the surface inclination, we take the decision. That means if the surface is inclined to HP, we take the assumption the surface is parallel to HP. If it is inclined to VP, we take the surface is parallel to VP. So based upon that, we used to take the things. But here the surface inclination is missing. There is no detail about the surface inclination, but for that additional clue is there. Front view seen as equilateral triangle of side 50 mm. Okay. So for example, already we know, that means if the surface inclined to HP, then the true shape in the first stage will be obtained in the HP plane. Okay, something like this. If it is an equilateral triangle, something like this. And in the front view, you will get the straight line. When it is inclined, it happens like this. And in the top view, you may get the diagram like this. And next, in the third stage, you will be showing the edge inclination, right? So in this case, this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3, sorry, this would be third, and this would be the fourth, and here comes you will get the fifth, and here will be getting the sixth diagram. See, if the surface inclined to VP, what would be the diagram? You will be beginning from the VP, since the true shape line seen in the VP, you will be starting like this, okay. Okay, and in the top view, straight line. When it is inclined, the image will be skewed, so it comes like this. Okay, and the third stage, the edge or special inclination will be shown. So here comes, this would be one, this would be second, and this would be the third diagram, this would be the fourth diagram, and this would be the fifth, and here it would be the sixth diagram. Okay, so here the front view is seen as an equilateral triangle. That means they are talking about the fourth stage or fourth diagram. They are talking about the fourth diagram. Okay, so instead of surface inclination, they have given the clue. The front view is seen as what? Equilateral triangle. So think about the diagram. If the equilateral triangle should form in the front view, how the surface inclination should be. Think about it. If the shape should be formed on the front view, think about the inclination. So here, when the surface is inclined to HP, we got the true shape where? In the top view. So here, in the when the surface is inclined to VP, we can get the observation of true shape where? Or that equilateral triangle in front view. So it must be the case of surface is inclined to VP. Okay. So here we are going to start with the surface inclined to VP. From this idea, we got the surface inclination as VP. It must be to VP. So we know if it is inclined to VP, in the simple position we take the the assumption it is parallel to HP. It parallel to VP. Am I right? So see, here is the isosceles plane for us. So this is the isosceles triangle. So when the plane is parallel to VP, so the object will be something like this in the first quadrant. So from the front view we can take the true shape, and from the top view we can see the straight line from the observation when you are looking 90 degree to it. So in the front view I am going to draw the diagram. Here comes in the VP, we are going to get the diagram, but the position is very important. Okay, so two kind of position can be possible. I can keep my equilateral triangle something like this as well. I can keep my equilateral triangle like this. What is the right position as per the requirements given in the question? See, when you are inclining the object, it must be a equilateral triangle. Think if you are going with the first position, I am going to position like this. If I tilt it, what happen? If it is the first position, then in the XY you will be getting the straight line. When it is inclined, what happens? Again you will get the triangle, but it won't be an equilateral triangle, it will be a same isosceles triangle. Think about when it is inclined, its base length will be compressed. Okay, but think about the second position. If I place the object like this, it will be something like this. So in the top view you will get this straight line. When you are inclining, there is a possibility to form the equilateral triangle. So size of the base will be remaining same, just like 50, but the altitude will be reduced. So in order to get the perfect equilateral triangle, the possibility or the possible way is only by going with the second position, not with the first one. So we are going to start with the second position on VP. On VP. So first have the perpendicular line with a measurement 50 mm. It's your base. It's your base. And then in order to take the altitude height, take 75 mm in your compass, keeping at the end of the line and go for an arc. From the opposite end, go for a cut mark, so that you get the object like this. Okay. So this is the position. I'm going to take this as A, B and this as C. So here comes in the front view A dash, B dash and C dash. This is a view, make us a dark one. Make us a dark line. Okay. What is next? For this case, we want to get the top view. It is a easy one. Just take the projectors from each corners and have a horizontal line between the projectors. It will be your top view. So here comes the observer will be looking like this, looking in this manner. So A and C will be visible, B will be invisible. A and C will be visible, B will be invisible. It just lie behind C. What is next? The second stage is a surface inclination. So we predicted it is the surface is inclined to VP, but we don't have the exact measurement. But we know the top view is seen as an equilateral triangle. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, here see the base of the isosceles triangle is with 50 mm. So instead of tilting this line, I am going with the front view. So for that I am going to take the projectors from B and C and then draw a perpendicular line to that projector, or draw a straight line between the projectors. So you will get the baseline, and here we have an idea. All the sides are with 50 mm. So take 50 mm in your compass and keeping at the end, go for a cut mark. Then from this end again go for a cut mark. You will get intersection. By connecting all the points, you may form the equilateral triangle. So all the problems after completing the top view, we will go with the again top view. Am I right? Here we will be inclining the line. Afterwards we will be finding the skewed size. But here the surface inclination data is missing. Instead of that, the front view is given. So we are going with the front view and then we are going to find the true inclination. Okay. So here the skewed image, the equilateral triangle is formed. Give the namings, the same replica with the compressed with the skewed size. So this would be A1 dash, this would be B1 dash and this would be C1 dash. Now try to find the top view. Project all the lines to the next plane, HP. And now this line, from this we can get the true length, but we don't know the true inclination. So what we are going to do is, we are going to take the point on the HI line. This is your C1 dash and B1 dash. Okay. In order to find the next end, just measure C to A, the true length. Just measure it and keeping at the C, go for a cut mark in the respective line A. If you connect the C with the cutted point A, you will get the true inclination. So this is A1. If you measure it, you will get the inclination with respect to VP. Okay. And what is next? The surface inclination got over. Third is special condition or edge inclination. So here it is mentioned the side inclined to HY at 45 degree. Okay, this side is inclined to HY. We don't know where it is exactly inclined, with respect to VP or with respect to HP. And we know from the introduction part, if the plane surface is inclined to HP, then the edge or the special condition will be making an inclination with respect to another plane, opposite plane. If the surface is inclined to VP, then the edge will be making an inclination with another plane HP, opposite. Okay, so with the idea we can say, since the surface is inclined to VP, here definitely in the third stage it must make the inclination with HP. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pick a point on the XY, just place your protractor as this, measure 45 degree and just go for a inclined line. Okay, now the object is something like this. Now if you see this side which is resting, always the right side, the portion will be a rest when it is when the surface is inclined. That means the C and B, right? The C and B, here it is. So I'm going to tilt like this. Now if you see, it is making 90 degree with the HY line. I'm going to tilt like this and I'm going to place the object something like this in order to avoid intersection with the HY line. Okay, I'm going to tilt it and I'm going to place it like this. I'm going to place something like this. Okay, so for that, take the measurement. So first point B, I'm going to simply take on the inclined line. This is your B2 dash. Have the measurement in your compass B to C, and from the B just convey the C2 dash. Now take the measurement C2A. By keeping at A, go for a cut mark. Measure B2A. By keeping at B, just go for a cut mark, so that you will get the same image which you got in the surface inclination in inclined manner, right? This is our view, so go for a dark line. Try to rub all the edges of lines. Okay, so this is with the inclination. How much? With 45 degree. Now the final stage or final view, right? Final top view. So for that, get the projectors from the points, okay, from the corners of the triangle, and from the previous stage, take the projectors. So it comes like this. So here it is A and here it is A. So this point becomes A2, and then here it is C and here it is C. So this becomes C2, and here is B and here is B. So this point becomes B2. Try to join all the points which we have picked, A to B, B to C, C to A, so that you will be tracing out the final top view. And see, here we have fixed CB as a resting one, right? Here comes, you can see the CB just on the HY line. In the final top view, it is clearly seen just the CB edge which is lying on the HY line, on the VP, right? Fine. So afterwards you have to give the dimensions. So here in the triangle we have the altitude as well the base. So here I am going to capture the base dimension. So take the parallel line with the filled arrow and right above the line 50. And then altitude. So here I am going to take a 90 degree line from A and C just go for a parallel line to the edge AC and note above the line 75, 75, right? So then inclination, it is not given in your question, and the 45 inclination is given for the side, so it is captured, and you have to take the note at close. So for that, how to take the guidelines with 5 mm gap and write all dimensions or in mm, all dimensions or in mm, and also write about the scale, which is 1:1. Okay, I hope you understood how to work when you are having such conditions. Okay, thank you so much.